Everyone, and welcome back to Life with Horses by the one and only Arwa. If you're listening to this, congrats, you made it to episode 6, which honestly feels kind of legendary. And if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Arwa. I talk about horses, growth, confidence, and everything in between. Basically, if you love horses, vibes, and personal glow-ups, you're in the right place. Now, before we move on, I do have a little installment which I made, which is a little mic, and so tell me in the comments on what your thoughts about it. Today's episode is all about the jump, the gallop, and the injuries of the horse, and also about a little bit about the next level up. Now, let's start with the jump. Now, in the last episodes, we discovered the different gaits of a horse, like the canter, trot, and walk, and today we're diving into the jump. So let's start with that. The jump is exciting, it's scary, it's thrilling. It's a moment where you and your horse have to trust each other completely. You can't hesitate because the second you do, the whole thing falls apart. And honestly, that's kind of like life. There are moments where you just have to go for it. You can't overthink, you can't freeze, you just have to take that leap and hope your wings or your stirrups can catch you. When you first learn to jump, it's messy. You might miss your distance, you might get left behind, you might even fall, but that's how you learn. No one starts out perfect, not even the professionals. Now, jumping takes a lot of effort for the horse. When a horse jumps, it has to push off the ground, lift its whole body over an obstacle and land safely. This can't put stress on its body, so it's important to make sure the horse is well prepared. Now, here are some important things to think about, like the age and training, types of jumps and surroundings, ground and lighting, and the fitness and health and equipment as well. So the age and training, both the horse and rider should be properly trained and ready for jumping. Now, there's also about the type of the jump. Now, the height and style of the jump as well as the area around it can affect the safety. Also, the ground and the lighting. The surface should be not too hard or slippery, and good lighting helps the horse see clearly. Next is the fitness and health. The horse should be fit, healthy, and free from injury. Here, healthy feet are especially important. Next is the equipment. The saddle, bridle, and shoes should fit properly and should be in good condition. Now, in the jump, there's 5 main parts: the approach, takeoff, flight, landing, and recovery. Now, the approach is where the horse moves to the jump in a steady, balanced canter. Now, then there's the takeoff. The takeoff is where the horse pushes off the ground with its legs to lift into the air. Next is the flight. All 4 legs are off the ground as the horse clears the jump. Next, the landing. The horse lands and absorbs the impact with its legs. And finally, it's a recovery. The horse regains balance and continues moving forward for the next jump. Now, this is a little topic about injuries and how horses can get them. So first of all is the tendon injury, which is about tendon, which happens in the legs. Now, what it is, it's a damage to the tendons in the lower leg, mostly common and something called the SDFT. And how it happens when a horse is over jumping, tired horse, poor ground surface, bad takeoff, and signs you might see is like swelling along the back leg, heat in the leg, or lameness. Now, why it matters, like tendon injuries take a lot of time to heal and need careful rehab. Now, the next injury is a little complicated. So it's called a suspensory ligament injury, which happens in the legs. What it is a suspensory ligament supports the fetlock and with the ankle area of the horse. Now, how it happens with repeated high impact from jumping, hard landing, weak conditioning. Now, signs of it is like swelling near the fetlock, pain when the leg is pressed, stiffness or uneven movement. This is another serious injury that requires rest and rehab. The next one is the fetlock strain or damage, which also happens in the legs. Now, what it is, the fetlock joint takes a lot of force when a horse lands after a jump. Now, how it happens is jumping too big too soon, bad footing, awkward landing, or the signs swelling around the joint, stiffness or lameness after work. Now, the fourth one is in the lower leg, which is called splints. What it is, it's an inflammation of small bones beside the cannon bone, and how it happens is when young horses in training, knocking their legs or hard work or jumping. Now, signs of it is a hard bump on the side of the leg, which also a mild pain or heat. And good news, splints are common and often heal with the proper care. And the fifth one is back pain and soreness. Now, what it is, it's straining the horse's back, muscles, or spine. Now, how it happens is poor rider's balance, ill-fitting saddle, or jumping with tension, horse is not using its body correctly. The signs of it is resistance to move forward, bucking, hollow back over jumps, sensitivity when touched. This is why a proper riding position and saddle fit are super important. Next, the sixth one is about the kissing spine. Now, what is like a spinal issue? What is when the bones in the horse's spine are too close together and rub. Now, how it happens is repetitive jumping stress, poor posture over fences, weak back muscles, and the signs of it is when the horse refuses jumps, bucking, or difficulty rounding the back, discomfort when saddled. This one needs vet treatment or special training adjustments. Now, the seventh one is the hook ankle injuries in the hind legs. Now, what it is, it's a strain of arthritis in the hook joint. Now, how it happens over a powerful push-off over the jumps, hard landings, overuse, and the signs of it is stiffness after riding, trouble picking up canter, reduced power over jumps. And the eighth one, and I think the last one, is about the navicular issues which happens in the hooves. Now, what it is, it's a painful condition affecting the structure inside the hoof. Now, how it happens, poor showing, hard ground, high impact work like jumping, and the signs of it is like short choppy steps, reluctance to move forward, and lameness that comes and goes. Now, the big takeaway is basically most jumping injuries happen because of too much work, too fast, bad footing, poor rider balance, improper training, or tired, unfit horse. And the best way to deal with injuries is to cool them down properly, give them self and workout, but remember not to push the horse too much, as this can lead to many injuries. Now let's talk about the gallop. Now, the gallop is powerful, freeing, fast. When you're in a good balanced gallop, you feel like you and your horse are moving as one. The wind in your face, the rhythm beneath you is pure magic. Now, the gallop is like an accelerated canter in which the rider's weight is brought sharply forward as the horse reaches up to the 30 miles or 50 kilometers an hour. At the gallop, which usually averages 12 miles, 20 kilometers an hour, the reins are held more loosely than at the canter, and the horse carries its head relatively high. Now, the gallop, which is the horse's fastest gait, is usually a 3-beat pace. The horses come down on the one hind leg, then stimulate on the diagonally opposite foreleg and the other hind leg, and then finally on the other foreleg. Now, a brief period of suspension during which all four legs are off the ground follows this sequence. But here's the thing, a good gallop isn't chaos, it's control. It looks wild, but it's actually incredibly disciplined. And that's just such a good lesson. Growth doesn't mean losing control, it means learning how to move forward with strength and confidence. Which brings us to the next level up. Now, the next level is about high jumps or faster speed. It's about mindset, trust, confidence, becoming a better rider, and honestly, a better version of yourself. Leveling up means trusting your instincts, believing in your horse, not letting your fear hold you back, and understanding that progress takes time. You don't wake up one day as a perfect rider. You build it step by step, ride by 4 and 4x4. So if you're listening to this and you're nervous about your first jump, your first gallop, or your just next challenge in general, this is a sign to go for it. You're ready even if you don't feel like it yet. Alright, my amazing listeners, that's all for episode 6. This one is quite a long one. I did explain a lot of information, but in the next future episodes, I will explain it in more detail. So thank you for being here, for growing with me and loving horses as much as I do. Until next time, bye-bye!